Alright, chat. It is time for Pew doing a Kimber 2011 Kimber. So I have a twofer. I not only have Pew, I have Pew reviewing a Kimber. And you all know that the Kimber holds a very special place in my heart and is one of my favorite handguns. So I definitely am interested. So chat, get the bats ready because I have a feeling this is going to be a big one.
Today.
Oh God. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, you're not really fret past it. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it.
Hey, on PewView, we're talking about Kimbers. Now, for those of you that just puked in your mouth a little bit, hear me out. Kimber being the largest.
No. I love Kimber. I love Kimbers.
I have a year's worth off Reese's cups for the kitty.
Make sure you peel off their panties.
Manufacturer in the world when it comes to the 1911s finally just brought a 2011 to largest manufacturer in Kimbers. Now, for those of you that just puked in your mouth a little bit, hear me out. Kimber being the largest manufacturer in the world when it comes to the 1911s finally just brought a 2011 to market. But before we get into this and where Kimber is going, we need to talk about where Kimber has been. Now, when you think Kimber, you think of a really cool 1911 that just doesn't work. Unfortunately, that has been the truth for quite some time now. When you buy a higher-end 1911 and
I'm sorry, I have to disagree. The Kimber that I used to have, the Ultra Carry, was flawless. I cannot recall having even one malfunction with my Ultra Carry. Ever. Every single time I took my Kimber to the range, it worked flawlessly. I don't think it ever had a single malfunction. And I was so accurate with it. Every time I went to the range, the very first shot I would make would be, after drawing that firearm out of the holster, would be dead center. It was a dead center mass hit every single time. Now, did things change in Kimber's manufacturing since the model that I had? Possibly. I mean, the Kimber I had was a model from, oh God, when was it? Give me a second. I think the model that I had, I think was manufactured probably, like mid 2000s perhaps, I think. It was in Kimber Ultra Carry 2. And I believe it was manufactured around the mid 2000s. That's when it was manufactured. And I never had an issue. Yeah, I mean, great. Like, I have no idea if they changed the manufacturing since in the 2 decades after that, which would explain it. If they changed the way that they machined the parts or the way that they did assembly to them or something like that. But the one that I had was fantastic. And that's why I've said that I love Kimber's, because the one I had was amazing. So, what big was worth? I'm pretty sure the one I got was from the Yonkers factory. How did I just age myself, Tysel? I said the one that I had access to was manufactured in the mid 2000s. That was, I know that's when it was manufactured. I didn't say I got it I didn't say I purchased it brand new in the mid 2000s. I said I knew that's when it was manufactured. There's a difference.
Spend a decent amount of money on it, you probably expect it to work, and Kimber's QC has just been dog shit. But I think there's a big misunderstanding when it comes to that. So let me share my theory when it comes to Kimber's quality control. Now, when you think of other companies like Les Baer, Wilson Combat, or Nighthawk, you know that they are super high quality parts, high tolerances. You also know that a trained gunsmith is hand fitting all of those parts. And you also know that the gunsmithing is literally half the cost. So they're taking a gun and turning it into a gun because of the gunsmithing that goes into these. Kimber skips all that. They use really high quality parts, high tolerances. They just don't hand fit anything. It's all slapped together on an assembly line. But that cuts the cost directly in half. These things are only $50. And since I cannot say prices about anything on YouTube, that was probably blurred out. Just use your imagination. You'll figure it out.
Okay.
Somewhere in their little numbers. Which brings me to my theory. There is got to be a reason why the Fuds love the Kimber 1911 and 45 so damn much, and I think I figured it out. Them old boys know how to gunsmith their own shit. They know how to utilize the gunsmithing stones and go in and get rid of all the burrs and polish everything up. So they take something that they know is going to be unreliable for $50 and make it extremely reliable. Not only is it reliable, these things are incredibly accurate. So them old boys definitely know what they're doing. So I understand the quality control issue.
So I'm guessing the Kimber that I had, because of when it was manufactured, was probably manufactured with more care than the ones that Pew was talking about, where people say that they have constant malfunctions. It's Kimber, I guess, grew as a company since that manufacturing date and streamlined the operation to assembly lining it, and thus lost some of the quality. That would explain it, why the one that I had access to and the one that I used was shot like a dream. I fucking loved it. So, yeah, I'm guessing that probably within the last 15, 20 years, maybe, or maybe even newer than that, they went to an assembly line process and they lost a lot of that care that went into the assembly of each firearm. And that's why the older ones, that's why people like me, who have utilized them from back during when they actually took care in their assembly, say, I fucking love these things. Is because of that very reason. It's because they were, they were actually made to be properly, there was care put into it. Let me put it that way. It was care put into it.
You know what you're doing, and if you can gunsmith your own 1911, these things are extremely good. But if you don't and you buy it, you're going to be pretty disappointed. But on the other hand, you could just buy a Wilson Combat or a Les Baer and spend $50, or you could do it yourself and have a gun that's just as good, if not better. That's my theory. I hope somebody at least understood that. It makes sense in my brain. Now that we got my half-ass theory figured out, and like I said, I hope somebody at least followed along with that, let's move on to Kimber's new offering. Like this right here. This is the KDS-9, a double stack 9mm, kind of a 1911, kind of a 2011. I don't really know what you would call this, but this gun is fucking awesome. This thing worked right out of the box. I had no issues with it. It shoots fucking great, but it got people saying the same shit I was. Where the hell is our 2011? So now we finally got this. This is the 20K11 from Kimber, and it is sexy as hell. This is where I think we see Kimber finally make a comeback. Let's go run some drills with this thing and shoot the
chat. This gun looks fucking gorgeous. Yes, I want one, Revan. Fuck yes, I want one. This gun looks it looks wonderful. I love I love the slide where you've got the where you've got the machining in the slide. You've got the ports. Where you've got the triple ports in the top. You got the fiber optic sight. I've never used an optic on a pistol before, but goddamn if I don't want to try now. You got the flared magwell, stippled grip, and I'm still not sure about the flat trigger. I still just don't know. Like, it's a beautiful skeletonized trigger. I want to try it. I'd want to try one of these 2011s with the flat trigger to see if I like it. Like, I'm used to curved triggers. Well, no, the traditional 1911s, hang on. Traditional 1911s have curved triggers. This is the kind of trigger that I'm used to. The curved trigger. Now, I'm used to it. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not. I'm saying I'm used to it. So I would be curious to see what a flat trigger, what it would feel like using one with a flat trigger. It just, only ever having used firearms with curved triggers, seeing the flat trigger looks weird to me. But I'm not, it's not a point against it by any stretch. Hyper Blueberry, thank you. Thank you. Wait, have you even said anything? How long have you been here? I don't think you've actually said anything. Thank you so much. Okay. But, gorgeous. Absolutely fucking gorgeous pistol. That was a painful. Blueberry, thank you. A 5 gifted paid forward. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay.
The piss out of it, and then we'll give you a breakdown and give you my opinion towards the end of this. Drills with C as hell. This is where I think we see Kimber finally make a comeback. Let's go run some drills with this thing and shoot the piss out of it, and then we'll give you a breakdown and give you my opinion towards the end of this video. All right, now I will say that I have already shot this prior to being out here today. As soon as I picked this thing up for my FFL, I came directly and ran like 5 mags through it. It's just a really sexy looking gun. I am obsessed with the look of this thing, and I just get excited about 2011s, to be honest. Tell me that isn't one of the coolest 2011s you've ever seen in your life. I love the...
I mean, it's gorgeous. It's like, I want to reach out through the screen and grab it right now. I do. Foo. Jameson? This one. Right here. This one.
The color scheme, I love that this looks like a pissed off little dude on the magwell is awesome. Now, normally I am a polymer frame guy. I like the polymer grips.
Actually, Revan, remember in John Wick 2, the final gunfight starts with him having a Kimber 1911 with 6 rounds. That's how he started the final gunfight at the end of John Wick 2. He got a Kimber with 6 rounds from oh, who is the homeless? What was the homeless king's name? I forget what the character's name is. He was played by Lawrence Fishburne, but I cannot remember what the character's name was. Bowery King. Thank you, Revan. Thank you. Yeah, he got a Kimber. I think it was a Kimber Eclipse. With, I thought it was 6 rounds. Kanito, you're saying 7 rounds. Either way, from the Bowery King to start the final gunfight. It was a Kimber.
It's more than I like the aluminum, but the fact that this aluminum grip and aluminum, I like the polymer. The magwell is awesome. Now, normally I am a polymer frame guy. I like the polymer grips more than I like the aluminum, but the fact that this aluminum grip and aluminum is the same price as a Staccato P is just awesome to me. It's got a better trigger, it's got higher dollar, more quality grip. In most people's opinions, the majority of people prefer steel or aluminum. It's just a really good gun. So let's run some drills with it. Let's shoot it a little bit. We'll let Dalton shoot it a little bit, and then I'll give you a breakdown of this thing, and then
I believe this is a 45. I'm reasonably sure this is a 45. I think. Hang on.
2011. So now we finally got this. This is the 20K11 from Kimber, and it is sexy as hell. This is where I think we see Kimber finally make a comeback. Let's go run some drills with this thing and shoot.
Okay, didn't say.
People prefer steel or aluminum. And then I'll give you a breakdown of this thing, and then you kind of can already guess what my opinion is. Best part about this thing is that it is going to one of you guys, because again, we teamed up with veteran-owned company, fan of them, to give you guys an opportunity to make this your own. A brand new one, of course.
Huh.
Because this is mine. I love it. It's not going nowhere. But if you're interested in entering that, go hit the link down in the description below. Pick yourself up a collectible and you're automatically entered. This is a great way to support a veteran-owned business.
No,
and a great way to
can't,
support this
Falcon.
channel. We appreciate the support. If you're interested, link down in the description below.
Stand by. 118.
Okay, I'll take that. You try her out.
Ready?
Yep.
206. All hits.
Not bad.
What do you think of that trigger?
I like the trigger. I personally like the length of it. It's a longer trigger than like most come from factory. I think it's awesome because I wiggle too much. I have a hard time finding a reset. So for me, like my wiggle brings it to the length of like the end of my finger. I can't over travel too much.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Pull it.
Like
Crisp.
All right, let's do some transition drills, but I also want to touch base on that because this thing is very well balanced because there's less weight up front. Now, when it comes to not having a bull barrel or a full-length dust cover, there is some pros and there is some cons. I prefer a full-length dust cover. Not only do I like the look of it, I like a flashlight, a bull barrel, a full-length dust cover because I think the weight up front helps with return to zero. But other people may not have the same results. That's why some people like the, the chopped dust cover, not a bull barrel, and they want a heavier grip. They think less weight up front means a better return to zero. To each their own. Everybody's got a different grip. For me personally, I like the weight up front, but with that weight distribution being into your hand instead of the tip.
Mosh, Pew is not either, but the new 2011 that he's got in his hand right here, he loves. So he said at the beginning of this that he does not like Kimber. That Kimber has he doesn't like it. This one he likes, because this one is running like silk.
Of your barrel, it seems easier to swing. It feels like it's a little bit quicker. Dalton cannot do transitions.
And Clubhouse,
to save
thank
his
you for the
life.
follow.
So with something like this, I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit easier for him to acquire his targets when he's swinging back and forth, but we'll find out. So what do you want to do? Same thing always, left, right, middle? All right, hit me before my fingers fall off.
Ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
He failed. He forgot to chamber around. Oh, no, it wasn't misfire. He forgot to chamber around, red bastard.
Well, if no one else is gonna say it, guess I will have to. Ember enjoys heavily when men blow their load.
I can neither confirm nor deny this score. Xanax, it was a cry of disbelief.
Set me up.
Got him! Ready? Stand by. 115.
I mean, I'm not gonna need it, but I'm gonna pick it up, just in case.
Shoot ready.
Yeah. So left, right, center.
Ready? Ready? Not gonna need it, but just in case. Got a 216.
All right, now we're gonna make it a little bit harder. We're at a further distance. We're gonna go far left.
The cargo? Number 1, I don't give a shit about not November. Number 2, it's December. I don't fucking care.
Far right, then middle. Same drill, just smaller targets and a little bit more distant.
Ready? Yep. Stand by. A 179.
179. You got to slow down quite a bit on that far little 12-inch plate over there, but try her out.
Okay.
275. How'd it feel?
Good. I noticed that I was slowing down coming up to the target to make sure I hit him. Give me one more.
Good follow-up. 278.
All right, I'm gonna throw some lead and hope that my point shooting is on today.
We're just slanging it.
Yeah. Ready?
All right. Ready? Stand by. 145.
You know, for a
That one was faster than the others. He was on it.
non-compensated gun, the return to zero is fucking fantastic. It's just a well-balanced pistol. What is this? 25 yards? 20?
Yeah, 20 yards.
Like a non-comped gun, that probably shouldn't be a thing at 20 yards. That's decent splits. I mean, obviously, if I pick it up, I'm gonna rise above the target. But all right, so we got my initial reaction with this new Kimber. Now, Chris knows nothing about this.
I do not.
And what's your just overall opinion of Kimber as it stands right now?
Well, it depends on the gun, as always. But for the most part, they bring out okay guns.
Yeah, codeine. That Boxland? I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, that mag drop of his?
Like a non-comped gun, that probably shouldn't be a thing at 20 yards. That's your just overall opinion of Kimber as it stands right now.
Well, it depends on the gun, as always. But
Snows and Angels? When it comes to the fingers, it can be a benefit.
for the most part, they bring out okay guns for an okay price that work most of the time.
But as far as their reputation, what do you think about like reliability? Like,
well, that's one that they don't have so much of, although we have had a couple that worked okay, but traditionally they're not extremely reliable.
Yeah, so I think their new quality control is kind of ramping up, and they're making new products, as we have seen in the past with, what was that gun called? The KS?
KDS-9.
KDS-9, there you go. We've had two of them, the railed one and the non-railed one.
Like
I'm not
the
good with gun
KDS-9.
names.
Yeah, that was a great gun. So go ahead, open that up.
Okay.
Blind reaction.
First off, I've been waiting to look at this for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the fucking bed.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't expect that at all. Well, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything. I kind of had the same reaction.
Oh, and he's got the light on it
I didn't
too.
even know it was going to be a 2011.
Aluminum frame, that's interesting. Good stippling. Weird looking magwell, but it feels okay. Actually, the back of the magwell feels really good.
Yeah, I know.
Serrations look pretty good. I mean, they look different, which is nice. They're usable from the back and from the front. The rail looks good. I like how they cut the rail, although I almost always prefer a full-length rail, but it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. The classic, I used to do this on my Glock frames, the deleting the part of the trigger guard there. That looks kind of neat. Feels good.
Yeah. I figured you would like that trigger more than I do because it's what you prefer.
Yeah, it's a little
I like
longer.
it closer to the frame myself.
Feels smooth. I like the chamber there.
Turns out this 2011 is available in both 9mm and 45 ACP. So I guess it's both a 1911 and 2011.
Revan? Is that 45 ACP? What's the ammo count on it? And is it a double stack instead of a single stack? That's my question. And hi, Coyote.
Very cool, actually.
Oh. Chat. 13 round. Oh. 13 round Jameson? Want. Definitely want. Oh god. And chat, like, I know this Kanito, of course, is 13 plus 1. Look at this guy's reload. Sorry, not reload. Look at his chamber. Like, even Pew is not this tight with his chamber.
That looks very cool, actually. It feels really soft. You got the X300 on it, which helps a little. But yeah, it feels smooth. You can tell when a 2011 is going to be smooth because you can kind of feel, if you have a lot of experience, you can feel by the recoil spring how it's going to return. A lot of times with shittier companies, they make the spring too heavy so you don't feel a lot of recoil coming back. But then when it goes forward, it rides down too much and it makes the feeling a little uncomfortable. It starts rocking a little bit in your hands. Whereas like what you really want is you want it to return back on the target. And it did. It did. How much is this? They tell you how much it is?
25.
Oh, I got you. Cool, cool. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that. That's nice and shiny.
Reverse crown barrel. I mean, that's...
And, Skullblock, thank you for the follow.
That's legit.
Dude, that's kind of what I've been saying. Like, if Kimber can actually figure out their quality control and be producing stuff like this from now on instead of their old shitty 2011 or 1911s that don't function.
Well, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah,
it looks
nice
weird. It looks weird enough to be successful. I haven't shot left. Very nice.
All right, we're going to have Nick, the fat electrician, try this thing out. He is currently handicapped for...
Chat, I'm getting spoiled today. I'm getting spoiled. I'm getting Nick cameo. Oh my god, I'm so squirmy right now. Oh god, I'm so squirmy right now. This is so cool.
From fighting a silverback gorilla. Try it out with your left hand.
At least this one's ambidextrous.
That's insane.
Damn! Nick! What I'm guessing is his offhand. Like, almost every shot was on target. Fucking go, Nick! Yes, with the offhand. Fuck yes, Nick.
Insane. You're gonna be fine if you get in a gunfight with your left hand. That's a solid looking fucking gun for Kimber.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a Kimber when I picked it up until I
Same,
saw the
dude.
logo.
Same.
No, it shoots great.
Yeah, with your left hand too.
I like it.
Typically when you do a 2011 video and try to give specs and break it down, they're all pretty much the same, but the 2K11 is kind of set apart. Let me show you why. So typically with a 1911 or a 2011, the extractor is inside of the slide, resulting in, there's a lot of shit to clean up. They get gunked up and then you got to clean them out quite often, and it can also result in a lot of malfunctions. Typically what I see with my 2011s is I have to take out that extractor and bend it back or replace it. With the external extractors, you don't necessarily run into that as often, and there's a hell of a lot less to clean. So I do enjoy that. They also got their proprietary Kimber CNC machine. This thing is awesome. There's like no creep. You hit a wall, you got a crisp break, it's got a decent reset, and it's got a little pissed off guy on it, in case I didn't say that yet. Awesome. The magwell looks like it's going to be super uncomfortable, but the way it tucks the bottom of my pinky and allows me to have a higher purchase, I really enjoy it. Obviously, it's not one of those giant bulky magwells that you see on people's competition pistols. I understand the need for it. I just don't personally like it. This is perfect. It's got the fluted barrel and it's got the cam lock toolless guide rod, which really helps with this assembly. I think that's about all.
Oh! Wait.
Cam lock toolless guide.
I can't see it. Damn it! Pew, move your hand out of the way. I love your hands, but get it out of the way. Oh. Okay, so this one you do not need the L tool to take apart. Nice. I love that. I love that. That was one thing I always hated about my Kimber. The one thing I hated about it was the disassembly required that fucking tool. And I hated that. It was such a pain in the ass for me to break it down for cleaning and then reassembling it. It would like this one, if it's toolless, God bless you, Kimber. 'Cause yeah, they that was the one thing I always hated about the 1911 is you had to use the tool for the disassembly on the pin. It like taking it like disassembling it wasn't terrible with utilizing the tool. Reassembling it was such a pain in the ass. For me, like coming off of breaking down, cleaning, and then reassembling, 92Fs and 229s, 226s, where you didn't need all that shit, and then then moving on to a 1911 where you needed the tool. It was such a pain in the ass for me to break it down, clean it, and then reassemble it. So that is so nice that you don't need a tool to disassemble this.
Got the cam lock toolless guide rod, which really helps with this assembly. I think that's about all that sets it apart from the other 2011s. So there is some subtle differences, but as I mentioned before, you get the aluminum grip, you get the aluminum trigger shoe, the mag well, all the extra parts that would have cost you another $5 if you were to have purchased the P and tried to deck that out. This is coming in right at the same price point as a stock P, which I think is amazing. Also worth noting that these things are coming from the factory with tag precision sights. If you guys watch the video, you know that is my go-to for iron sights. Love the tag sights because you can take out this little set screw right here. You can remove the fiber optic, put in whatever color you want, or just black it out. I love their adjustable rears. Obviously, the Target model is gonna come with the adjustable rear sight. This is their comp model, I assume. There's not a lot of info on these yet, but obviously I got the plate with an SRO on here because I prefer red dots. But if I'm running irons, it better be tag precision. I sounded like a fucking ad. They're just good sights. I also really enjoy the slide serrations and the windows. They are pretty damn sharp, but they also look pretty damn sharp. You know what I mean? That's just a sexy looking gun. I really enjoyed it. Again, there were 0 malfunctions. We've been running this thing, running great, no lube. I haven't cleaned anything.
The Pew. The lube is so very, very important. Uh-huh.
Loosened up the tolerances like in comparison to their 1911, so that slight bit more slop. I'm not saying it's sloppy as fuck. The tolerances are still there, but it's less tight than their actual 1911. So I doubt
she should rename herself to PEW Cat Pew's Ember Wildcat.
I'm gonna run into as many malfunctions with this, but time will tell. We'll do a part 2 in a little bit. I'll run the out of this thing and then try to see where its breaking point is, so you guys can decide whether or not you want to purchase one.
It really feels like it's on bearings.
Yeah, it's super fucking smooth. The recoil impulse is awesome. Now, obviously, I'm wearing gloves, so it's a little bit harder to hold on to the pistol right now. I just needed an excuse, really. But the recoil is very mild. I can still see my red dot the whole time, and I can like hunker down and rip the trigger. Still be on target just as well. Hit it about 15 yards, and I'm still able to get the majority of the hits just pulling the trigger wearing gloves. So. Now, for those of you that are going to say anything about it not locking up, those are the mags that I use. It is the follower that locks your slide on a 2011. Also, that's something we should talk about. Is there just regular staccato mags? You can run the, what are they, Checkmate mags, the Atlas mags, but you cannot run the MBX mag, which there's a good reason. So this aluminum grip kind of tapers up. Typically with 2011s, you can over insert the magazine, and then this extractor right here will just go flying out the top. You can very easily break them by over inserting your mag. You cannot do that with a Kimber. They tapered this aluminum grip to make sure it stops before it hits the extractor. But the way the MBX mags are, they don't have that taper, so they just get stuck up in there. You can run literally any other mag, just unfortunately not the MBX, which kind of sucks. I do like the MBX mags, but whatever. I got more of these, so I'm not too upset about it. I think that is an awesome feature. Oh, wait. We forgot about the 2011 test. Got to see if you can air rack it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, yes. Oh.
Good to go. I'm sure as time goes on, there will be more in-depth reviews of these things. I think they're going to be popular because of the price point, because of the functionality, and of course, because of the way these things look. So be looking for that if you want a more in-depth review. If you want one of these things for yourself, go hit that link in the description below and pick yourself up a collectible. We appreciate the support, but it is cold as hell out here, and I'm going home. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hold on a minute. This thing kind of fucked. That be some shit about the only Kimber in existence, chambered in 45, that fucking runs. That was the first mag I've ever shot through this. I just bought this at Shields at about 10 a.m. this morning. This is mag number 2. Huh. The safety has like no detent going up, so you just barely fucking push it. And now you're no longer, there's no detent. Like it doesn't click up. It's not audible. You can't feel it. Just want to recoil it pushed up a little bit. But I mean, it's fucking running.
Yeah. Yes, Corinne. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop talking shit about Kimber. I fucking love this thing.
God. Okay, chat. I'm putting the link in. If you want to try and participate in that competition. He's got the link. I wish I could, but I'm in Canada, so I wouldn't be able to get it even if I wanted.